Nashville back in the friendly confines. It is the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Hi, everyone. Open that beer. I'm Dan Carroll. And, Rob, it seems it's been a while since last we met. And what a night that was. Got so much great feedback on our podcast featuring George Vogel, longtime sportscaster at WLWT, and the great stories that he told that night. And what fun we had hanging out at ATP with George Vogel. I encourage all our viewers and listeners, if you haven't had a chance to check out that podcast, I think we really set a high bar with that one.
I think you made some revelations, Dan, that you had to walk back from.
Such as?
Well, I'm not even going to go into the men's bathroom story that was told in regards to Canton. You apparently have an affinity for men's bathrooms. That was brought out by George. And I appreciate George telling us that story. But it was a good time. It was a great episode. It was hot as shit. Probably didn't help that I was riding that one wheel for about 10 to 15 minutes before we went on, but I was sweating profusely. Had a great time. Appreciate the Anderson Township Pub welcoming us in and allowing us to podcast there on the patio.
I have a feeling it will not be the last one we do there.
Probably will not, but it will be the last one on the hottest day of the fucking year we do. Holy smokes. We jumped right into August on that one. It was 90
It was smoking that day.
I had a good time, even though you were there, Dan. Jason, I had a great time because you were there. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
How's work? How's everything going? Everybody good? Kids good? Nuts good? Everybody's good.
Well, I prefer to use the greeting, ahoy there, matey.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to use my new nickname for Jason Keefe.
We done did it over the weekend. We definitely done did it.
You what was that? Wedding Crashers? You're my first mate. You're my captain.
This is gonna be the hardest shit of doing this. Is fucking trying not to laugh.
My new name for Jason is Jason Sea Legs Kiefer.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's yeah.
I think Dead Legs could have navigated that fucking
Dead Legs, Sea Legs,
stairway a little bit better on that boat.
Dead Legs got a companion now, Sea Legs.
The failure to stop guys have been fucking relentless, but awesome with memes and whatnot coming out.
The best part is we always have an empty chair at the table now because you don't sit down. You can't. And it's amazing. It's the first time I've seen you sit since Friday.
Yeah, it's that's why I'm on the very front of the chair.
Nice. That's why?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
What, do you get ass raped too or what?
But guess what? I'm here.
All right, you are. You know who wasn't here on time?
Me?
Yep. Yeah, somebody decided to make a 12-hour drive out of a 4-hour fucking drive.
I started out in Atlanta at 6:30 this morning.
Jesus.
And had to make a couple of stops, get some gas.
What the fuck are
you
driving?
Breakfast, a little coffee. And then I had to drive to...
With my fucked up ribs, I still could have made that trip fucking fast.
Hartford, Tennessee.
Right outside of Knoxville, Dan, which is 4 hours away from here.
Hartford's not right outside of Knoxville.
It's not too far outside. We looked it up on the map, Dan.
It's a goodly bit.
What's a goodly bit? 5 miles?
It's more than a fur piece.
Are we in a Dick Van Dyke show? A goodly bit?
I'm just saying.
It was a wicked googly.
But
you made a 4-hour fucking drive, 12 hours.
Well, my buddy in Atlanta, Mike Salonis, who sold the pickup truck to my son, I was talking about the route that I wanted to take to go to Hartford, Tennessee.
Kind of like the route to Clayton.
And he drives a truck all over that area. That's what he does for a living. And he says, no, you don't want to go that way, even though the Google map was showing it to be 40-minute less drive time and 50 less miles.
I think he was fucking with you.
No, he wasn't. He was trying to be serious. He's trying to help me out. He says, even though this way is longer, he says there's a lot less likelihood that you're going to run into trouble, and it's going to be great. So part of the route that I took me off onto 25 in North Carolina, and that didn't work out too well. Ran into some major delays there.
How the fuck do you go from Atlanta through Knoxville?
Well, you got to get on I-85.
I'm not asking for turn by turn.
And it's just
baffling
loops around there.
I think they would call that a redundant question, Dan.
Well,
I didn't really want to.
The funny thing is while we're trying to get
And you hit Asheville.
we're trying to ascertain where he's at, and he's giving me fucking mile markers. And I said, dude, I'm not a fucking truck driver. Just
Jesus.
how far out? Look at your estimated time of arrival. Well, of course, Dan wasn't using his phone because he knows. I mean, it's straight up 75, but I still use that so I know what time I'm getting.
Well, once I get on the I-40, I know it's pretty easy. You get on 40, you get on 75, and boom, there you go.
You gave me so much pertinent information.
Let me ask you a question, though. Your son, whose car you were picking up to drive to Tennessee, why didn't he just fucking meet you at Knoxville? Hey, I got shit going on.
He was working today. He's on the river. He's being a river guy.
So he didn't even need a car then.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just floated down to Atlanta. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, Dan. He could have picked that fucker up and driven it back.
Well, I don't really think it works that way.
Well, it doesn't work that way when you get on fucking GPS either.
Well,
it doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Just trying to help him. It's my son. I'm trying to help him out.
I
You
appreciate
wouldn't
that.
try to help out your son if you could?
If my son, I don't want to get into this, but if my son lived 3 hours away from Atlanta where the fucking vehicle was for himself, yes, he would be driving down to get it.
But then
And he'd party his ass off in Atlanta. That's what I'd fucking do.
But then he would have had two cars.
No, he would have had a buddy driving his ass, and they both would have partied in Atlanta and had some fun.
He's already got one of our cars down there.
Fucking Cheetahs is down in Atlanta, Dan. It's a great strip club. You know it because you told me about it. I was there the last time I was down in
never
Atlanta.
been there. I've never been there.
Bullshit. I know Paula listens to this. I know you're playing games now.
I'm serious. Well, she knows where I was last night, so I wasn't
Fucking
there.
Cheetahs flicking singles, baby. I love it. Look at you go. Fucking party
I wasn't
animal.
there. I was with my buddy Mike and his wife Cindy. We had a very nice dinner. Did a little paperwork to transfer the sale of the car.
Which is a signature
truck.
on the back of a fucking title, Dan. It's one piece of paper, one signature. How much paperwork could be had?
Paperwork is paperwork. I said a little paperwork.
Cheetahs.
Did I say it was a lot of paperwork?
Cheetahs has got pens, Dan. That's how you sign the tip for those girls when you pay
Well,
out.
we didn't go to a strip club.
It's a fucking waste of time, then. Absolute waste of time.
What?
Just saying. God bless. You go to Atlanta, and you don't even party at a strip club?
No, that's it. It wasn't that kind of a trip.
Every trip is that kind of a trip, Dan. When we went to Clayton,
Well, you went to Clayton. You didn't go to a strip club when you were in Clayton, or maybe you did that I didn't know about.
Oh,
so.
you didn't know about it? Yeah, you're not telling Paula that either, huh? I guess.
Tell her what?
I guess you got a prepaid Visa card that you're getting cash out somewhere because you were throwing bills down, baby,
God's
like you were a
sake.
millionaire on Monopoly.
Throwing bills down.
You look like the fucking Monopoly man. You were missing one little fucking monocle.
Yeah. I was making it rain down there.
Hell yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So we got big things coming today. It is our first episode in June, which everybody knows. We normally have a guest in June, but somebody with transportation issues caused that to be pushed again. Lady Mega, and I'm looking forward to talking to Ryan. We get him on every time. He is against groomers. He doesn't like veterinarians or people that groom animals. But we're gonna have him on soon. Talk to him. Dan's gonna work that logistically out, right, Dan? Hell, you had fucking 12 hours in a car. Why didn't you work it out now?
Work what out?
Talking to Ryan, getting him on. Alternative dates.
I talked to him about Saturday. We got to figure out timing, though.
I thought we were doing it a little bit later.
We are. I don't know if that's going to work for him.
Okay.
But
Well, the cell phone service is a little iffy in that part.
that's going to be Dan's. That's going to be Dan's issue.
that part of Kentucky.
Fucking bullshit.
What?
I've driven from Gainesville. Here's this fucked up thing. It took you 12 hours to get from Chattanooga to here, or Atlanta to here.
Well, I had to make some stops on the way.
I've driven from Gainesville,
I
Florida,
don't, well,
through Atlanta in 9
right,
hours,
fine.
8 hours.
You guys don't have.
Congratulations.
You guys don't have your computers, but Dead Legs made a meme for me.
raise your hand if you.
So
That is awesome.
the original picture with
That is
this
classic.
was Eric was blowing us shit because Andrea said that she owed us money for a shirt because she wanted to support us. Eric was all bullshit. He didn't get a shirt, so I made that shirt. Rob and I came up with the idea.
You wearing the FTS?
So I went home and just took an old undershirt and said, "Hey, look, I got my failure to stop shirt." So that was the day before of the incident.
I've got my failure to stop thong on right now. Should I show that to the camera?
Yes, yeah, I think you should.
All right, we'll have to dim the lights because you don't want to see the rest of me. Big
So
day.
they're killing the memes though. It's awesome.
Well, it's good.
It's a creative group there.
I like it.
Very clever.
Tune into our Instagram though. There's some funny videos of me in the hospital.
Oh shit! Did you put the one up Little spitball.
Oh, I should.
Yeah, I'd put that one up.
I'll work on it.
Big
I'll
day
work
in
on it while you're
history.
talking.
Maybe I'll just call you Speed Racer from now on. How about that?
You can call me whatever you want.
No, I'm
buddy.
talking to Herking.
Oh.
Let's call Rob Speed Racer Herking. How about that?
Rob doesn't listen to directions from go down here about 3 miles, turn right at the big rock next to the fallen fucking tree. It's going to avoid traffic. It's a little bit longer. It's about 10 country miles. No, Rob goes on GPS and fucking takes it the whole way up through 75, Dan.
And listens when it tells you, hey, there's construction, you should move.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, I was down in Gainesville last year. I don't remember any interruptions in service on 75 at all, even in Kentucky.
All right. That's good for you.
Except when I turned my phone off to get jelly that the big guy wanted. You.
Oh, yeah, Will Craig made another one, too. Something,
here we go.
it was a, I don't have it pulled up yet, but
Jason's getting all the love.
it was, I've fallen and I can't get up with that same picture.
He's like the Lieutenant Dan with legs.
I do like the fact that he posted it and said, is it too soon? But it was already posted
No,
on
it's not too soon.
Fuck no. There's nothing too soon with
Absolutely
us.
Never too soon. Not in this crowd.
When you fuck up, you fuck up.
And you hear about it.
I fucked up bad.
Because
God damn it.
speaking of some fuck ups, today in history is kind of a fucked up day. June 6th, fucked up because Germany fucked up in 1944 on today's date when the Allies, led by U.S. General Dwight Eisenhower, launched 156,000 troops on northern France called D-Day. And we started to stick it to Hitler. And he can suck it. And appreciate those guys' service, guys and girls. What was it? 10,000, I think, were killed on one beach, and they rubbed the sand of the beach in the tombstones every year on this date. So it somehow enhances the name of the person. Can you imagine doing that by hand every day?
I think the number is actually 4,000, and out of those 4,000, just on
It's
day
9,000 or
one,
higher.
it was 2,500 Americans were lost on that day.
It's like
the rest are
9,800
Allied
or
troops.
something. They're all Allied, including Americans. But nonetheless, that's what I heard this morning, Dan. It was on the radio.
Well, it might
It's
be
gotta
10,000
true.
combined.
It's got to be true. It is combined, Dan. They all
No,
fought.
I'm saying Germans too.
No, they're not rubbing shit on Germans other than shit.
No, I'm saying lost on that day. I know you're talking about rubbing sand on the tombstones. I understand that.
Why would they rub sand on
Isn't
German
that what you just said?
tombstones? Yeah, but they're Allied forces. It's probably a litany of English, French, American, Canadian, one or two maybe, I guess. I don't know. Denmark. Do they have an army?
Doesn't matter, but we salute those veterans
Yes.
100% on the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast.
Kind of like the Budweiser commercials. Here's to you, Normandy invaders.
No, they never did one like that.
Real American heroes.
That was the Real Men of Genius commercials that they did for Bud Light back in the day.
2015 American
That were actually
Pharaoh.
creative and funny and everybody could get behind.
2015 American Pharaoh.
Real Men of Genius. Remember those, Jason? That was funny.
Oh, I love when you sing like that, too.
Hilarious, man.
Won the Belmont Stakes, becoming the first thoroughbred in more than 35 years to capture the Triple Crown, the elusive. And then we had another one, like, was it the next year or 2 years later? Are you going to suck on that fucking swallow every goddamn time?
Which horse?
I mean, seriously, it sounds like you're sucking on a fucking hummingbird's dick.
Which horse?
American Pharaoh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
2004. You going to do it again? Felicia Rashad became the first African American to win a Tony Award for Best Actress for a performance in A Raisin in the Sun. Dan, your favorite show, 1998, Sex and the City, began airing on TV. Sarah Michelle.
Never saw it.
Whatever her name was. Didn't really
never
watch
saw,
it.
Never
Didn't
saw a
watch it.
single episode.
Neither did I. 1934, Martha hates this shit. 1934, Securities and Exchange Commission became a U.S. regulatory agency. They kind of fucked with Martha and Snoop. 1925, Chrysler Corporation was incorporated by Walter Chrysler. 1892, the L, Chicago's elevated loop train, began operating, and in 1844, Dan's favorite group originated
You ever
in
ridden
London.
you ever ridden on the L?
No, I fucking hate Chicago. I've been there one goddamn time, and I endeavor never to go back. Truthfully,
I have. I got lost.
how do you get lost? You get kidnapped or something? Dumped?
That's just inebriated and didn't take the right fucking train and ended up kind of ping-ponging back and forth through Chicago until I figured out where I needed to get the fuck off.
I went to Chicago one time, and
Not really a highlight of your life, is it?
I wasn't a
Riding
fan.
Mio.
Oh, definitely not.
Not a fan. I like their pizza at Mio's, but about that, that's it. That's all I got to say about that. 1844, Dan's favorite band originated in London by George Williams, YMCA, Young Men's Christian Academy.
What year?
1844, Dano.
1844.
Yeah, that's 1, 8, 4, and 4.
Okay, all right.
You got it?
That's when the YWCA started?
YMCA.
YMCA? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You know,
Very good.
You like their music, right?
I'm a member of the local Y right down the street here.
I'm sure you are.
I am.
I know. You normally wait for the little school buses to drop kids off before you go change.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, not like that.
That was today, June 7th. I'm just going to pick and choose because some people said some things. June 7th, 1958, Prince was born. And he died 421. Fucking A, 1 day late of 420. That would have been cool as shit if Prince died on 420.
What year?
He was born in 58. He died in
58.
2016 at the age of 57. I didn't know how small he was when I saw him on those Diet Dr. Pepper videos, those commercials.
Oh, my God.
That's not Prince.
That's not Prince?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
That's the guy that came in second place in American Idol.
He's so small.
It's a trick of the camera, Rob.
Is it a camera?
It's a camera trick.
Oh, I didn't
yes.
know. I just thought he was a little person like
Camera trick.
like a Lilliputian or something on Gulliver's Travel.
We don't have the budget to pay people to fucking make those camera tricks for us.
1952, Liam Neeson was born, and in 1917, Dean Martin was born. What do you think of that?
How lucky can one guy be?
Just as bad as
I kissed her
hummingbird
and she
could
kissed
be.
me. Ba-ba-da-ba. Dean Martin. What a great entertainer.
How cool would it have been to hang out with the fucking Rat Pack?
Oh, fucking awesome.
Those fucking guys.
Fucking awesome. I would have loved it, especially in, where were they?
I mean, it's kind of like hanging out with you two anyway, but
Yeah.
would have been cool.
No, we're a far cry from the Rat Pack.
Would have been
rather-
cooler.
would
No,
you-
I mean, just I'm talking about as far as alcohol consumption and.
Well, you got Sammy Davis Jr.
Peter Lawford.
You've got
Dean Martin. Sam.
Dean Martin. You got Frank Sinatra. Wasn't Joey Bishop in the
Jesus Christ.
Rat Pack too?
No.
Comedian.
No.
You sure?
He wasn't in the original.
He wasn't a Rat Packer.
No, it was Peter Lawford, Frank, Sammy, Dean Martin, and
Oh, I think Joey Bishop might have been.
I think Joey Bishop wasn't a Rat Pack.
all right. Would you rather hang out with the Rat Pack or the Brat Pack?
Rat Pack,
Would you?
definitely.
If you
Dude,
a day each, give me Demi Moore without
come on,
the
man.
implants. I'm in.
Do you want to roll with Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr.? You don't want to roll with those guys?
What about hitting?
How cool would that be? How much fun? I mean, the fun they must have had to be off the charts. Hanging out in Vegas when it was still like the wild fucking West.
Are you sure Demi
I mean-
Moore, Rob Lowe, and shit didn't have equal amount of fun? I'd bang Demi Moore without breasts, and Rob Lowe, I know can pull some fucking tail.
You'd bang Rob Lowe too if you had the chance.
If it came down to getting
Oh my God, that was,
queen, yeah.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Fuck.
2006, Dan's buddy Abu Musa al-Zarqawi was killed by a U.S. airstrike.
Good.
What do they say? Is it Hasta la Vista? No, that's Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger. Hasta la vista, baby.
Shit. Here we go. I'm going to open myself up to Dan.
And then he said, you remember that time, Jason, that Hassler's buddy from college came over to the house and we were playing cards at your house, and he had that kind of that accent that kind of sounded like Schwarzenegger.
Oh fucking!
And
he was a Swede, wasn't he?
So yeah, something like that. And he started doing the "I'll be back."
And he fucking killed it.
Oh, we just laughed our ass off that night. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I guess you got
Lars. Lars was
Lars. That's his name.
Wow,
Or was it
that's-
Laz? I think it's Laz. Laz. Yeah, it was Laz.
Lars.
That's odd that a guy from
Oh, my
Sweden's name
God.
was Laz.
He's not Sweden. He's like from Denmark or something. I don't know.
Oh, my bad.
But he's kind of got that very similar accent.
I got it, Dan.
And so we're all sitting around Jason's house playing cards
shit.
and getting drunk.
You're going to tell the story again?
And we told the guy, I said, hey, let's hear your Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he started doing it. Oh, fuck. We were rolling on the floor that
Let's
night.
pretend like we're hanging out with the Rat Pack Danny 2 times. You ready?
I can't get this motherfucker converted over.
Well, the Rat Pack was awesome. But I'm just saying.
I'm not going to open it up. Fuck it.
The fun that those guys must have had rolling back then had to be. I mean, you got all the money you could possibly want.
Did Frank
got
bang Marilyn
girls.
Monroe before Kennedy?
He probably got his freak on with her in 1,000 different ways. I mean, who knows? With it, you don't think Frank Sinatra could pull some tail, and Sammy Davis Jr.?
I'm sure he would.
I mean, they probably did some of the craziest shit. I'm sure there's books and stuff written about all.
They were banging at the same time.
Well, hell yeah, they were.
Where was Frank Sinatra from, Dan?
Hoboken, New Jersey.
God damn it! Is your name Dan?
Sorry.
Yes, Hoboken. And there is a book. It's called a biography, Dan, and it's on each one of them.
Where was Dean Martin from?
He's from Ohio,
Yeah, it's fucking
somewhere in Ohio.
Youngstown,
Nope.
Akron,
Nope.
Wilberforce.
Finley.
Is that right next door to Space Force? What?
Wilberforce. There's a Wilberforce, Ohio.
Jesus Christ!
Zanesville.
No, it's northeast. I can't grab it off the top of my
Wow.
head. But if you just said it, I'd be like, yep.
I was close with Youngstown and Akron, man. Canton.
Lima.
No.
That's
No.
west, Dan.
It's a complete and utter shithole, though.
I'm just throwing names out
Well,
there.
I did say Akron and Youngstown.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah, they are shitholes.
Oh, shit.
Moving on, June 8th,
Nailed
1504.
it. Kill it.
Michelangelo's David was installed in Florence, Italy. And 1867, Frank Lloyd Wright was born.
Frank Lloyd Wright, great.
Lloyd.
Frank Lloyd Wright, great architect.
Yep.
Actually has a number of houses
Oh, wow. Did he
that
design
he designed
houses?
here in Cincinnati. Yeah, there's several houses here in this area.
Is that what architects do? Do they do houses, or is it
Well, they
like
do. They
cars?
do houses. They do buildings. They do
Steubenville.
any number of Steubenville. That sounds right.
Steubenville. Complete
That's
and utter
right
shithole.
outside of Youngstown.
Yeah, you're close. I'll give it to you.
Frank Lloyd Wright. No, he designed a number of houses here in Cincinnati. A few in Indian Hill. I think there's a couple in Mount Lookout.
Oh, Dan.
Some other places around town.
Jesus Christ, that hummingbird is getting some fucking dick sucking going on tonight. Holy smokes.
How about that? How's
God,
that?
what are you fucking ate sitting in a cafeteria table?
Did you have any roadies on your way home?
Not
on your
today.
drive?
No.
2018,
It's a fucking wasted road trip.
Anthony Bourdain.
Well, I was
Killed himself.
driving from 6:30 this morning until I just got here.
That's your fault. Oh, I'm going to follow this guy.
I'm not going to get hammered driving
I didn't say start.
90 miles an hour up I-75.
I
through
didn't say
Kentucky.
start with a breakfast beer, but fuck.
There is no way you attain the speed of 90 miles an hour with as frequent as you stop on the way. Oh, I got to get some fucking breakfast. Oh, need some gasoline. Oh, I need a protein bar. Oh, I'm going to get a cup of coffee and just observe this overlook.
Well, I had to stop in Howard, Tennessee,
Oh, fucking Christ. I'm sorry I even fucking
get off
brought it
the
up.
exit, drive down
you
to where the rafting company is, find the car, swap them out,
I still would have made that motherfucker go
give the
get his
keys
own
back
car.
to the gal in the building.
Okay. 1977, Kanye
nice.
West was born, and fuck him for being younger than me.
Kanye West, can't touch us. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
That wasn't Conway.
You are so dumb.
Kanye. That wasn't him.
I know, that's MC Hammer.
Oh my god.
I actually met him once.
You're gonna fucking actually. This might be the last goddamn podcast I make. Holy fuck.
He had to have drank something before he got here. 1966, NFL and AFL merged. It became effective in 1970. 1949. This is an
You know who merged today? How about this day in history? Today. Do you know who merged today?
your double X
Actually
chromosomes?
three big outfits today.
3 big outfits.
The XXY that you have in your body as genes.
3 big outfits. You got the PGA Tour,
Oh, Live. Yeah, I saw that.
Live Golf, and the DP World Tour.
Yeah, it's not history till tomorrow, Dick.
Well, it's history now. They announced it earlier today.
Well, it's today still. It's not history till tomorrow. You fucking know the rules. June 6th is not history.
It's already happened. It's history. It's going to be, boom, this day in history, June 6th.
It'll be this day in history on June 7th.
We still don't know what the final form is going to look like, but that's huge, man.
They just
but think
merged
about
marketing. That's it.
Think about if you're someone like Dustin Johnson or Brooks Koepka or Phil Mickelson. Mickelson.
Jesus Christ. He
Think
stopped
about if
somewhere.
you're one of those guys and you got tens of or hundreds of millions of dollars from these Saudis. You couldn't play PGA Tour golf anymore, but you do that for a couple of seasons, and then a couple of seasons go by, and I think it's going to wind up being 3 seasons because they can't do it until the conclusion of the current season.
Might be 3 seasons before you get done talking.
But you take 3 seasons off, you collect an ass load of money, over $100 million, and then you go back to the PGA Tour. How golden is that?
Goldman? That's pretty fucking anti-Semitic.
I said golden. Golden.
Oh, I thought you said Goldman.
Didn't
I was
say
gonna that was
Goldman.
pretty anti-Semitic.
It's not what I said.
We are very pro-Jewish in this.
And then you've got all these other, like Rory
Jeez.
McIlroy had his chance.
Fuck.
Rory had his chance to go to the Live Tour. He didn't do it.
Fucking
And there's, I think Spieth had a chance to go to that tour. He didn't do it.
Say Justin
I think
Spieth 3
Scheffler,
times.
Scotty Scheffler had a chance to go to that tour. He didn't do it. And now all these guys are going to be back in good graces on the PGA Tour.
Dude, you were drinking somewhere.
Think about that.
You had to have been.
Yeah, no
I was
shit.
drinking last night.
Or are you on the pills that I'm on right now?
I am on. I'm on.
Birth control. Please say birth
I
control.
had a tooth pulled on Thursday.
Last week, who gives a fuck?
I know, but I'm taking medication for that.
Fuck you
Jesus
and your fucking
Christ.
tooth pulling.
I know. You got a lot more pain than I do, but I'm saying I got pain pills too.
It's like talking to a veteran that's missing a fucking arm and saying you had a hangnail 2 weeks ago, Dan.
No, it's not. I'm not comparing.
Unbelievable.
I am not putting us in the same boat whatsoever.
But you're on something. Do you take one of those today? Because I can tell.
I took a bunch of them.
Jesus.
All right. Well, you might be a little ahead of me because I literally just popped something right before this show.
Well, now I'm feeling fucking left out.
Well, I didn't bring enough for all of us. Sorry.
We're gonna go offline real quick.
I'm being a little stingy.
I'll get the straws and the plate. We'll go offline in a minute. 1949 on tomorrow's date. Was it tomorrow or is it the 8th? It's the 8th. June 8th for those of you in 2 days' time. 1949, George Orwell published 1984 his
1984.
dystopian classic novel warning against totalitarianism, Big Brother, and Thought Police.
Ripped
fuck.
from today's headlines.
We learned a lot from reading that book, didn't we? I still love that book. I buy it for my kids. Make them read it. Fucking anybody that wants a copy. I love it. This is one we're probably going to get shot up one day, but 632 AD on June 8th, Muhammad, the founder of Islam and the Muslim community, died in Medina. Is it Medina or funky cold Medina? I don't know which it is, but it was funky cold wherever he died right now.
I don't care.
I think it's got to be Medina.
Is it Medina or Madonna?
It just flows better if it's Medina.
There's a Medina, Ohio. It's closer to Steubenville than here, but nonetheless.
Is it pronounced Medina or Medina? I don't know.
I guess it depends on the people. You know,
Well, that's
for all of you on June 8th, that
who's
are,
the rap artist that recorded that song?
It was Funky Cold. It's
Tone Loc.
Yes, Tone Loc. Funky Cold Medina.
Funky
TJR
Cold
said
Medina.
Kiefer's going full wolf pack and getting disabled.
No shit. Is that what your transition move is to go Wolfpack?
That's how I'm transitioning. It's
God
exactly.
damn.
It's a subconscious thing. He wants to be one of you.
Dan, I'm gonna go outside, get 2 baseball bats. We'll hit each other with ribs in the rib cage, so we can go Wolfpack.
I'm going to recommend an appendage, not the ribs.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do
Dude, the
that.
ribs is the fucking worst, dude.
Do you know where Engagement, Ohio is? Yeah, that's where I fucking asked my wife to marry me.
Liar.
Well, I did. It was snowing. I didn't get down on
Never
my
been
fucking
there.
knee. I'm not going to screw up my pants. So that's today in history and tomorrow and the next day. All you guys, stay classy. Look out for Tone Loc and Funky Cold Medina on Thursday. Should be a good time. And read the book 1984 by George Orwell. And stay tuned. We're going to piss test Dan here at the end of the show, and we'll give you the results on the next podcast.
We'll give you the full CBC
Fuck.
results.
You've got
Well, jeez.
you've got the test strips on you.
He
Is that right?
He sounds like Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I'll just have people with you. No, I'm going to pluck a fucking hair, Dan. I'm going to send it away for a hair follicle.
And then you're screwed.
Yep, you're in trouble. You were at the Cheetah Club.
Wedding Crashers is one of my favorite comedies of all time, especially the part with Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Ma, how about that meatloaf?
It definitely is a classic. So
It is.
I made the mistake once I got situated back at home after my hospital stay. of throwing the fucking Hangover on, which is a classic.
No comedies for Jason.
Foolish.
And Jill goes, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a good movie." Not thinking, because I was still all doped up on 2 doses of Dilaudid and fucking fentanyl. Well, as soon as that shit fucking wore off, all the fucking laughing that I had, I paid for it. Every fucking bit of it.
Well, that brings up a good point. Jason is going to need your recommendations for
Dramas.
for viewing
Dramas. Sad shit.
for the next month or so.
But not enough to make me cry to where, like, it's a belly cry.
This is going to be a good chance to get caught up on, a lot of binge watching, a lot of series you haven't seen.
I did.
I love the
stuff
fact
like
that
that.
Dan used binge, kind of like his drinking today.
I did find a series, just by happenstance. Nobody told me about it. On Amazon Prime,
Big reveal.
Man on the High Mountain,
God, it sounds
or
awesome.
Man in the High Castle. I'm sorry, Man in the High Castle, and it makes you think a little bit. I mean, it's very, very complicated, and especially when I'm on pain meds, I lose it a little bit. But it was, what if World War II hadn't ended the way
I remember you
that it
told me.
ended?
Yeah.
So the premise of the show, and it's like 4 fucking seasons, so like nine episodes per season. I mean, it's not like super, super long.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
What
But
is it?
like-
Is it the Axis powers?
But
win?
like Germany took
fuck.
over the eastern part of the United States. So like New York was the American Berlin.
Oh.
And then San Francisco was the Japanese Tokyo of the United States. And then there was like a sliver, shockingly, Denver being in there, liberal as shit, as the neutral zone. And it goes through this whole, I mean, it's so complicated, but somebody sat down and wrote this, a very creative mind, but I'm like, holy shit, like what if that had happened that way? And watching this show, and it goes into like some more like deeper shit as far as transverse universes and whatever, but not a typical show that I would normally watch. But I got hooked and started watching it. It's pretty fucking good.
I'll tell you what. I mean, had
Man
those,
in the High Castle.
had those
check it out.
boys not done what they did on D-Day, on this day,
You got to.
what is it, 89 years ago?
79, Dan.
79 years ago today? That very well could have happened.
It very well could have happened.
That's why Inglourious Bastards is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I do like that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because what would have happened if Hitler would have met his demise that way?
That would have been interesting, Dan.
Well, in this show that I'm watching now, they show like Hitler as old Hitler, gray hair, and it's all pictures or like but they'll make like the mustache a little bit longer than like just a little.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny to like watch it, and I was sitting there talking to Jill, and I was sure I'm high on fucking painkillers. I'm like, can you imagine? She was like, I'm going to bed. I was like, well, I love you, thanks.
By the way, the banner that you see above my head right now that says one more and I'm out of here
Don't
on
rip it down.
I'm not just pointing to it. Reference.
He's fucking serious with I'm not going to do it.
That's the first generation banner we got from our buddy Randy Corbett at Corbett Graphics. And we recently got some new ones. I don't have one on display here today. But we had them on display at our podcast with George Vogel last week. And if you have any signage needs whatsoever, Corbett Graphics really is the place to go. You walk into Paul Brown Stadium, well, not Paul Brown Stadium anymore, but it's Paycor Stadium now. You walk in there, you're going to see his work. You walk into Fifth Third Arena on the campus of UC, you're going to see his work. You walk into almost any high school around this area, you're going to see his work. The work is fantastic, all the way from concept to the art design to the installation. Corbett Graphics, a great sponsor of this show, and they've helped us out with our banners and really anything else we need when it comes to promoting one more and I'm out of here. So we thank Randy Corbett for that. Check it out for yourself. You can check it out, CorbettGraphics.com or Randy Corbett, Corbett Graphics on Facebook and Twitter. And really, anything you need, Corporate Graphics for signage, business purposes, things like that. A great sponsor of the show, and we thank Corporate Graphics for a wonderful band.
I like the white ones, man.
They looked awesome, and unfortunately, our internet capabilities on the George Vogel one were not up to par, so we weren't able to show those. I know there's pictures out on Instagram and whatnot, but we'll have them hung up. But no, they turned out great. I love them.
You know what else turned out great? I heard the show that the Ohio Valley Productions put on last night over at a certain residence outside of Coldstream Country Club for the inaugural Joe Burrow Foundation fundraiser golf outing at Coldstream Country Club.
How about that?
Dan Varner with Ohio Valley Productions was up front, instrumental, and they raised a shit ton of money for Joe Burrow's foundation. A lot of big celebrities right across the street here in Anderson Township. Got a party going on, then you need to check out Ohio Valley Productions. OVP is your one-stop shop for corporate functions, fundraisers, festivals, even a backyard barbecue. And that's what they had, and they raised a shit ton of money, and people had a lot of fun. They're still talking about it. We're talking about top talent, live acts, DJs, karaoke, trivia, more that'll have your party rocking. Quality entertainment and a team with the most experience in the business combined to make your event the one to remember. Got a vision for a great time? Make it happen with Ohio Valley Productions. Just drop an email to Dan@OhioValleyProductions.com. That's Dan@OhioValleyProductions.com, and rock on.
So in our conversation the other day, when we were talking about, it's a big deal in Anderson Township having, I know Kirk Herbstreit was in town, Brian Kelly was in town, a whole bunch of NFL players were here close to us for this Joe Burrow's outing.
And it was amazing, the line, and how many of those guys wanted to be on the podcast, and we just didn't have the time, energy,
crazy.
or effort.
We just, so much.
So we'll get to them. We
don't let just anybody on this podcast.
We told them we'd circle back. We got to give Joe and Zach the fucking front runner on the Bengals team. Man,
and then they said, NFL. Wait a minute, didn't you have Wildman Walker on? And I was like, oh, sorry about that.
So they fucking originally heard it was $7,500 a foursome. No, it was $15,000 a foursome.
Yeah, baby.
And there were, 272 golfers is what we heard.
Jesus. Raised what, $600,000 almost?
No, it was over
just
$1 million.
On the tees.
Over $1 million just off the.
Fuck.
Because at 7,500, which was the original number, but somebody had split their foursome up as far as cost wise. So it was $15,000, and that at 7,500 would have been $510,000. So double that. That's what they made for the Joe Burrow Foundation, just off entries.
I think
not counting live auctions and all the other shit.
I think we're going to play in it next year.
Kind of jack those guys got. That's walking around money.
Well, sure.
We're going to play next year. One more and I'm out of here, man. The team, the three of us, we just got to find a fourth, a ringer, and if it's at Coldstream, because we're not going to be able to afford gas for a year, so we got to be able to walk across Beachmont Avenue from the varsity.
I'm not going to be able to fucking afford anything after that.
No, well, we'll lean on our various sponsors and cobble together that money, and
that's right.
We'll be part of the event.
The pictures I saw on Facebook, though, it was really cool. You had like George Foster, an old Reds player. Anthony Munoz, old Bengals player. Just everybody coming out to support the foundation, but it was. And I'm sure it was a party, and we know whose house it was at. And
it's a great house, great host.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But obviously a friend of the show got to play it and had a blast.
That would be awesome. I love going over to Joe's house. It's a great house, and it's beautiful. It's huge, and he does a lot of political events and other fundraisers for different charities and things. He's a very benevolent man and very generous with his time, energy, and residence and monies. So it would have been awesome to be there again. I do know he is. Oh, got a beautiful humidor.
Oh yeah, his humidor's a shit.
It is the shit, and the pool is beautiful. The backyard's beautiful.
Having all those people in Cincinnati, I think it's really cool.
That is very cool.
That is very cool.
We're going next time. See, Kiefer, Dan wasn't here, but. Yesterday, though, when we were talking to them, they're like, shit, we would have loved you guys to be there, but we can't have Carol at the house.
I was out of town.
Joe still got the restraining order.
I was out of town yesterday.
Well, you didn't know that.
He said Joe still has a restraining order.
Sorry, Dan, didn't mean to break it to you, bud. I got paperwork I need to give you before we leave here.
in regards to?
The restraining order, the re-up.
There's no restraining order.
There's a restraining order.
You're lying about that.
You're getting a restraining order from Target, too, because you're always in there doing those no-tuck fucking bathing suit try-ons there in front of kids and shit. Target's pissed, so is the LGBTQ plus community that's come together like the allies.
I stopped shopping at Target before not shopping at Target was cool.
Holy shit.
Fuck. Are you sure you're not having a stroke, buddy? I mean, if
I
you
stopped
haven't
shopping there a long time ago.
Early on stage of Parkinson's, I'm not sure.
I'm telling you, I have not set foot in that store in a long time. That place, I knew there was something wrong with that place.
Oh, you didn't know shit.
Years ago.
Bullshit.
Do you want to call my wife right now?
I'm not calling your wife. She's going to validate anything you say.
You ask her. And
I
won't say a word.
She's got to deal with you. We all know that people with early onset dementia or stroke victims often become very volatile and angry.
Don't do it.
Don't call her. I'm not.
Don't do
No,
it.
no,
I'm going to
we're not
mute
talking.
you.
Yeah, we're not.
I'll call her. I'll call her right now.
We don't need you to.
I'm not talking to her.
We already know the answer.
You are hammered.
She knows that I don't like that store. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now.
What, the Beachmont location?
Any location.
What about the Milford? 45140?
Any store that says Target on the front, I don't go in.
Isn't there a range?
I don't want to go in there.
Oh, that was one shot, wasn't it, with the Target store? Yeah, no. You don't. My understanding was that what we heard around Anderson Township was that you're trying on all the tuck fucking bathing suits, frightening people.
Well, then, of course,
drinking a Budweiser, holding a bowling ball.
Some of the shit you say would be interesting if it had a grain of truth to it, but there's no truth to it whatsoever. So it's really not that interesting.
I think it would be funny if we did just take a camera.
Oh yeah.
And get you going into.
There's already people who have done that. Now, there's videos out there showing that they've got onesies, for God's sake, talking about it's great to be queer.
Easy
stuff
fella.
Like that.
I like a onesie around Christmas.
No, I'm saying for like toddlers, for little babies.
It is cozy though to wear a onesie sometimes.
Look, if you're
I want a onesie with a trap door.
The thing is, and I've said this, I don't know how many times before, if you're an adult and you want to live your life that way, please, by all means, knock yourself out. Do whatever you want to do. But for the love of God, just leave the kids. Why can't you just leave the kids out of it? Is it?
My kids wore onesies.
Well, okay, did they wear with the I'm a queer baby? Did they say that on it?
No, it said I'm gay.
Oh, God.
No, they were very happy babies. They were always smiling and shit.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. But they've got all this stuff. It's all aimed at kids, and it just makes me sick.
Are we sure he was out of town getting a car and not playing golf right down the street, drinking all fucking afternoon?
I wish I would have. I didn't bring the video with me, but I saw a video on my Twitter feed. I think it was last night, and it's this. It's a dude who is transitioning to be a girl and still looks like a dude, but works in the store, in some store, or like a grocery store checkout. And he puts this video up, and he's got this stupid-looking nose ring. It looks like he's got a horseshoe going through his nose, like I'm talking about, like a little miniature horseshoe going through. It's like dangling down below his upper lip. So he's telling a story about how when people check out, how he's trying to be kind to people and asking if they found everything okay and have a great day and all that kind of shit. And he says, then some of the customers will say, "You have a great day too, sir." And then he got all bent out of shape because he's being misgendered. And he's going on and on and on. How about, I don't look like a man. I'm a whatever. Or maybe it doesn't matter. I'm going to
piggyback on this.
But it was a girl who was trying to pull off being a guy. And my response to this video was, you know what? Most guys that I know let that kind of shit just roll off their back. I said, if you want to be more like a man, then man up and stop complaining about that kind of shit. Because some people are going to just get it wrong. Not everyone is in tune with your transitioning process.
I've got a
So
friend.
if they say "thank you, sir," or "you have a great day, sir," or "thanks, dude," whatever, you got to let that shit go. So if you're a woman trying to be a man, don't put videos out there talking about how offended and how upset you are and how it ruins your day because someone got it wrong. Be like the three men you see right here. And if someone did that to us, yeah, guess what? It's going to roll off our back, and 30 seconds later, it's forgotten about.
I don't know. I almost got in a fist fight at Kroger Saturday.
I doubt that.
Keith, you heard the story, didn't you?
I did.
It was a close fucking fist fight.
Was it a 10? Was it a 10 you were going to throw down with a 10-year-old or
No,
what?
he was 60. The motherfucker's only 12 years different from me.
60. And
He slapped my
maybe
corn.
maybe using a walker or
He slapped my corn all over the fucking thing because my shit touched his shit. He just slapped it on the self-checkout. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is your problem? He's like, I don't like your stuff touching my stuff. I was like, well, hurry the fuck up bagging your shit. Yes.
Well, why were you – how did your corn get into proximity to his shit?
Because he's fucking slow. He was slow as shit.
You're not going to intimidate someone into getting – why can't you just wait your turn?
You should have seen the lady behind me move to the next fucking aisle. She thought shit was going to go real. And I did too. I was kind of hoping. I had
well, why are you getting up in some dude's space when he's trying to check out?
Dude was 15 feet away from me. It was at the end. It was a double long fucking roll down scan thing, and he had already done. He needs to bag his shit quicker, Dan. If you're in a self fucking checkout, you need to bag your shit quicker. Just like pumping gas, get the fuck out. You're not gonna fiddle fuck around while your car sits there at pump 3, and I'm waiting. Everything else is full, and you're going in to get a fucking soda pop.
That's Rob's world. You get out, move, bitch, get out the way.
It's like
move,
fucking
bitch,
60-year-olds driving, man.
No,
They fucking slow everybody down.
I don't want to touch other people's shit when I'm doing my own.
He probably finger fucked everything else in the aisles and shit when he was getting his own
Well,
stuff,
who
Dan.
knows?
I don't want to touch his finger fuck stuff.
And you were going to throw down with this cat.
He got fucking shitty with me. He slapped my corn out, my blueberries, and the corn went fucking everywhere. I had to rebag it in that little plastic shit that doesn't even fucking hold anything.
It's the old blueberry corn trick.
Motherfucker.
It happens every time.
No, it was close to a fucking street fight at Kroger, man. That's why I don't go to Kroger. I don't,
Was it corn in the husk, or was
yeah, it was in
corn
the
that
fucking husk, so it was
in the
proper.
plastic already?
It was in the husk. It was,
Okay.
but I had it in the plastic bag. It was 3 for $2, and I didn't seal the fucking bag. And I didn't know on self checkout you had to find a goddamn picture of the fucking corn to price it. What a pain in the ass.
So to jump on back on Dan's.
Sorry,
you
I
know,
need to get out a
yeah,
little bit.
you
And
need to
fucking vent there for a
a
second.
little vent. Well, you vent every day, but you just don't vent enough. I don't think. Somebody we may know. I got this message.
Oh boy.
With a picture. I didn't upload the picture. Just we were rushing for time, but my OBGYN is asking if I'm actually a woman and if I identify as a woman and what my pronouns are on the patient intake form. Going into an OBGYN.
That's impressive.
And then they also misspelled identity multiple times.
That is impressive. I love, you know what's even entertaining? Is when I was at the ER for that fucking blood clot bullshit, they asked me if I felt safe at home. It's like, fuck yeah, I did. I just came from my goddamn house.
Yeah, I just beat everybody in the house.
Just
That's
kicked
why
the
I'm
shit
here.
out of everyone. I'm a badass.
That's why I'm here.
I think I got a blood clot from a leg injury from the bat ricocheting off her fucking head and hitting me in the shin.
Well, you know, 5 years from now, when my boy gets bigger, I might not have the same answer.
Oh, he needs to grow a lot.
It didn't really happen, folks. It didn't really happen. The blood clot happened, but not that.
No, I didn't. But
No, but what you just
it was
said
odd for them to ask me if
I know medical professionals who have to
They probably fucking certified you. Before.
who have to ask people that all the way through kids, through every patient they see now. Are you I don't know if they use the word biological, but they'll ask kids, are you a boy or a girl? And all it is data collection. That's really all it is.
No, and it is. And
it's to pursue an agenda is all that is.
I mean, you can see it, but like, you know, it's the typical form you fucking fill out. But it was like, you know, sexual orientation, but then preferred pronoun.
Johnny D, I try not to. I got a 16-year-old now that pumps my gas, but he's out of town.
So now you actually have to do some shit for yourself,
Yeah,
which is weird.
You know what's crazy too is Dan talking about OBGYNs and the sexing of it. Is that because you still go to a pediatrician and he's waiting for your fucking dick to pop? He's asking if you're a fucking girl or a guy.
Preferred pronouns: she, her, he, him, they, them.
They,
other.
them's mine.
You're at an OBGYN, for fuck's sakes. And granted, if you went through, like, completely through the transition and the surgery, then I get that. Like, you don't even have to ask it because you're there. Because you've got a vag. You're going to get speculums. However the fuck they do it.
I want to see a video. Somebody provide a video of either a fully transitioned women to man.
There's videos out there.
I'm not posting.
Or somebody that identifies as
a
a man. Drop a fucking
for the
living.
penectomies and the vaginoplasties. The videos
I'm not
are out
fucking
there.
talking about that. If you shut the fuck up for a second,
You
let
just
me
said
finish.
you wanted to see a video.
Can I fucking
What
finish?
do you want to see a video of?
Mommy and daddy.
The finished product?
Oh my god, I want to see a baby drop out of a fucking. Used to be a woman, now a man, or a man to a woman. For whatever it is, I just want to see a baby drop out of one of these fucking transitional people. Then I will fucking let you on an OBGYN check-in form.
Well, that's not happening.
No shit, Dan. That was the fucking point. If you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds and let me finish the goddamn statement. Fucking A. It's not monologue all the time.
Oh, you fuckers make me laugh.
God
And it hurts
damn.
so bad. So testy.
No,
Everybody's
I saw
so
some
testy all
pictures.
the time.
I saw some pictures that were posted, I don't know, a week or so ago. And these were pictures of dudes
I'm not talking about that.
that had the bottom surgery, and now they have these fake vaginas. And
I don't know what you might.
all I can say is I wish I had not seen it.
You might want to delete your browsing history a little bit more frequently than you do.
That popped up on my Twitter feed. What am I
that
supposed
means
to
you're
do?
looking at something else that's causing it to pop up on Twitter feed, just like Facebook. You talk about a T-shirt, and all
No,
of a
I'm
sudden
just
it's
saying
fucking
this
there.
stuff is out there.
Both
And
of you,
anybody
both
can
of
find
you,
it.
both of you take a fucking breath. Jesus Christ. Joe Billy says any dude who climbs up on that table and throws his legs in those stirrups deserves to have a speculum shoved wherever they fit. Do not disagree.
Oh my God. Well, you know, and some of them are just going there so they can lawyer up and file a lawsuit.
Yeah, so they can say,
Oh, the doctor said I wasn't a woman.
I completely agree
I
with
got
that.
male genitalia, but I'm still a woman. You got to examine me.
You better pick the right
God's
county and
sake.
fucking state for that lawsuit.
That's a fucking
You throw
fact
that
as
down in
well.
Claremont County, you're fucked.
No, there was just some dude who was in prison. All right, he's in prison.
Picked it up on.
And I guess he had already started the transition process. So he committed some serious crime. He's in prison, and I think this is in Minnesota. But he's in prison and wants to have the bottom surgery. Now, look, to my way of thinking, when you go to prison,
Tip it.
Yeah, we know.
what do you lose? What do you lose when you go to prison, Rob? You lose your what? You lose your freedom,
Freedom.
right? Your freedom is stripped from you.
House.
Butthole.
Stuff like that.
kids.
But no, that's not good enough now. If this guy wants to have his bottom surgery, then the taxpayers are supposed to pay for that somehow. So this guy's in prison, was made fun of by the other prisoners, so he sued the state for close to $500,000, like $495,000. And he won because his feelings got hurt when he was in prison because the prisoners made fun of him. And it hurt his feelings. And so now he gets to have his bottom surgery
Why do you keep saying bottom?
paid because that's what it's called.
Go lower part.
Well, he's going to get his junk cut off, courtesy of the taxpayers, because he's a fucking criminal and he's in prison. I mean, how stupid! If you're a jury and you award someone that kind of money,
More than a woman.
you have lost your mind and you are really part of the problem. I mean, it is just so
a
out
lot
of
of parts of the
control.
problem.
It is ridiculous.
More than a woman, man. He's more than a woman coming out of prison. I like it. He's setting himself up for life after.
It's ridiculous.
And you know damn well the taxpayers are paying for it even if he's not in prison.
$500,000 for one dude.
Taxpayers are paying for it even if he's not out of prison, or if he's not in prison, Dan. You kidding me? You think that motherfucker works for GE and has private health insurance that's going to pay for this shit?
No, he doesn't.
No, it's fucking us.
But why should it be on the taxpayers to pay for that shit?
They're going to pay for it with Medicaid, regardless.
Oh,
You know goddamn well the federal government on Medicaid will pay for this shit show, Dan.
Falcon Raider just said, I'm watching this on this and night shift, and my husband called me quote unquote crazy. 11 years later, he gets it. I appreciate you tuning into both. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're going to wind this before Dan fucking passes out.
Apparently so, yes. All right.
Well, no, I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, you just toss it out, so we're good. Yeah, whenever.
I'm not going to pass out.
Whenever.
Well, fucking, all right, go ahead, stagehand. You got the train whistle? What? I mean,
Are
you
you
ready to
looking
go?
at me or?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there not a cutoff time or something? It's like we're at an hour, right?
Well, we're 56, but yeah, go ahead. Wind her down. That's good.
When's the next podcast?
Saturday,
good.
4 o'clock, I believe.
4 o'clock. I'll be as tuned up as Dan is today because
4
I've got a
o'clock,
graduation party to go to.
What's the subject matter?
Potentially Lady Maga, but
Yes.
we may cancel that. We'll see what happens. 4 o'clock is what I have in my calendar.
No,
You guys-
I want
you guys
Lady
tell
Maga
me.
USA back on the podcast. I like Ryan Woods.
I'm going to let you two tell me when the next podcast is, but we have it scheduled, slated for 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Well, I'm going to tell you,
I
am
have my
good to
phone
go.
right here. I could look it up
and
on
I
my
am
phone.
good to go.
you don't have golf going on, like a all-day tournament or something that happens Saturday.
Well, I'll be
What about a
playing.
trip down to Atlanta to pick up a fucking car for
We're
somebody
playing golf
else?
Saturday morning.
The Dan Carroll Country Club.
Yeah, you got a cousin or something that needs a car picked up in California and driven back?
One more and I'm out of here.
Just curious. Yeah, I'm going to be on 4 o'clock Saturday.
I'm an excellent driver, by the way.
I know you are, Dan.
Yeah, you just can't follow fucking GPS to get you around construction, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later.
Saturday, PETA. Anybody a member of PETA, don't watch because I think that might come to fruition as well. Yes, because my chauffeur will be back in town, and I can send him to Jungle Gyms
Yes.
to get my shit. Jesus, David.
We said there were some things coming, so hopefully that comes to fruition.
Don't want-
What are you going to do on Saturday?
I'm gonna get.
You'll find out.
You'll see, and also
You'll find out.
Well, see, why is it that you two are allowed to know and I'm not?
because
I'm not
we're
allowed
here,
to
Dan.
know?
We're here.
What does
That-
that mean?
that's it.
You're here. I'm here. He's here. Why can't?
You'll find out later.
We'll tell you after. All right.
After what?
After we get done.
We've also got viewers / listeners that don't
Yeah.
know yet either.
Yeah,
so
they don't know. They're gonna have to watch it. It's gonna be fun tricks.
It's a surprise.
Who cares about them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
I'm just kidding. I care about all of our viewers and listeners.
Oh Jesus.
anybody that knows
Deeply.
anybody that runs a meerkat rescue in the United States. Please reach out to me, please, because I reached out to 2 of them last night. One in Australia. I haven't heard yet. I don't know when the Aussies get up and actually fucking work. But
I am not working with animals. I can tell you that much right now.
We already know that, so that's why you don't get involved in the animal conversations. You've already said that
good.
No.
multiple times. so
it was
don't-
last night.
Don't be all butthurt.
Last
don't
night,
be all butthurt.
I'm sitting
not
here
butthurt.
and this short lady gets up and stands up and is doing this shit with her front arms and her legs, standing up on the fucking stool out here trying to look over the wall. I'm like, holy shit, it reminds me of Meerkat Manor from 08 when it launched.
I used to love that show.
I did too. My
That show
parents
was
were
awesome.
they were obsessed with it. They'd sit there and watch these fucking little furry things run around. Oh my god, and they knew their names.
That's a show.
Yes. It was on for a long time, starting in 08, I believe. It's a good show, Dan. We're going to get you a meerkat. You can get those fuckers. You can rent them and buy
No,
them.
not interested. Thanks.
So anybody that knows them, reach out to us, one more and I'm out of here at gmail.com, admin at one more and I'm out of here.com. You can reach us on social media, Facebook, Instagrams, TikTok, Twitter, or you can call.
Fun show today, boys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. It was
Hey.
great fun.
No, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dan. We're going to get you back to rehab, buddy. Hang tight, all right? Kiefer.
So we
I'll
got
carry his
we
ass.
got dead legs and we got sea legs, or dead leg and sea legs.
And then we have fucking stroke victim number 1 over here.
Holy shit. You guys stay classy.
I'm just fucking around.
Stay classy, San Diego, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Minnesota, wherever the fuck you may reside, North Carolina, Virginia. I'm not going through all the states. Have fun. We're going to get to the bottom of this question. We're going to find out.
Still one of my all-time favorite movies.
We're going to find out if Meerkats manscape and if Dan manscapes. Dan.